Hey guys, what's up? So I'm here with something a little bit different today, and I thought I'd just talk through one of my recent wins on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Now I'm not especially great at Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Duel Links, and obviously Duel Links doesn't represent the current meta, or really any meta of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it works on the same basic principles but is actually very different. I'm going to assume you have at least a basic understanding of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Duel Links in particular while I'm doing this. But I'll be pausing and basically just explaining why I'm making the moves I'm making. And the reason I'm choosing this match to show you in particular is just because it's fun. It's not an especially competitively viable strategy, but it's one of those things that it's inconsistent, but it worked on this occasion. So I thought, hey, give it a little love, show it off, because it gets one of my favourite cards, Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, which I know isn't a good card, but I actually win using that card. So I'll just talk you through as we go. So there's something to note, we're both using Dark Side of Dimensions Kaiba, although neither of us have used any skills. I don't know about the other guy. For me personally, I hadn't actually unlocked any skills with this guy yet.
Fine. I have a few minutes to spare. How interesting. You'll regret challenging me to a duel. Duel!
So before anything even happens, I'm gonna talk you through my thought process when I see my opening hand. D-spell, obviously, you know, if he plays a spell, if he plays a spell, use it to get rid of it. If not, play it on a face down. If it's a spell, great, you got rid of it. If it's a trap, you know, at least we know what the trap is. Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, not something I was especially happy to see drawn this early. It doesn't quite brick me the way other cards, or the way you'd think it might, but yeah, another one of my lower level monsters would have been nicer to draw early on. Protector with Eyes of Blue, I pretty much only ever play this guy in conjunction with Priestess with Eyes of Blue. The two of them combo really well together in Blue Eyes decks, and yeah, that's pretty much what he's here for. I will get more into how I use him later on. And obviously White Stone of Legend, pretty self-explanatory, gets destroyed. Add a Blue Eyes to your hand. So he ends his turn with a face down and a defense position monster. There's not really much I can do with that because, again, Protector has very low attack points, don't want to do much with that. Can't summon in Shining. Again, White Stone Legend has very low attack points. Basically my only thought is play that in defense so that when he plays an attack position monster, I'll get a Blue Eyes in my hand, play D-spell to see what his face down is. So yeah, obviously here I play D-spell. I see that it's Rainbow Life. I'll mention here, at the moment, at the time I was playing, I wasn't familiar with Rainbow Life, and obviously flips over very quickly, didn't get a chance to actually see what Rainbow Life does, which was a bit frustrating, but you know, that's the nature of the game. Here I draw and immediately play Blue Medicine, gain 400 life points. It's just a nice way to open off. Gives you a little buffer zone early on in the duel.
My turn. I draw. Come on out. Tribute summon.
And it's when he tributes Lemon Magician Girl for Dark Magician Girl, I realise he's playing Magician Girl deck. Not a fan of those. I find their strategies kind of annoying with the, oh, if this gets targeted, switch it over to something else, blah blah blah. But they're not the worst decks. Yeah, I find them a bit annoying, but you know, that's the case with most decks. here he goes. He destroys my White Stone of Legend. So obviously I draw a blue eyes to my hand. My lovely prismatic tablet art. I have a lot of nostalgia for that particular piece of artwork. My first Yu-Gi-Oh deck contained this. What we just saw there, I drew another protector. As I mentioned earlier, I only ever play protectors in conjunction with priestesses because I had two, nothing else to do. I thought, well, I can't do anything particular with either of them, and if I leave myself completely open, that's 2,000 points of damage. If I throw him there, I might lose a protector, but at least, you know, I'll keep all my life points. So yeah, I end the turn there.
Make your move. Here I go. My turn. I draw. You'll see how much stronger I am than you.
So clearly, what happens here? He plays another defense position monster. My thought process here is, okay, this is either a flip effect, or he's not got anything particular, or he's doing what I was doing, where he wants a little bit of buffer. So, and here's where I guess I'll talk you through the Protector and Priestess combo. So basically, when Protector is normal summoned, you can summon in another effect monster, which obviously in this instance is Priestess.
Join me. Special summon.
So we'll just get her out.
I activate my monster's effect.
And then the second effect Protector has, you can target a, I want to check specifically what it said, one effects monster you control, which again we'll use Priestess for, and basically special summon one blue eyes monster. But Priestess's ability, or effect I should say, is when she's targeted by an effect, whether that's your own or theirs, send one effect monster, which for her will do Protector, send that to the graveyard, and you can draw two differently named blue eyes creatures from your deck to your hand. So we'll just let that combo play out. So I draw a blue eyes and a dragon spirit of white for summoning obviously a lovely blue eyes here.
You'll see how much stronger I am than you. Blue eyes, white dragon, attack! White lightning!
So we get that 1,000 life points difference.
I end my turn.
Lovely jubbly.
Make your move my turn. I draw. I end my turn. Here I go.
So here's where that second face down slightly worries me, but I get Bingo Machine, which for those of you that don't know, as Kaiba just says, basically you pick 3 Blue Eyes cards, whether that be Blue Eyes monsters or spells or traps that specifically mention Blue Eyes, except for any other Bingo Machines you might have, and your opponent picks one and you get to add it to your hand. So I show him Burst Room of Destruction, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and I believe that's Solid, Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. And yeah, he gives me Burst Room of Destruction, and the reason I activate Burst Stream is basically it immediately eliminates that, no matter how powerful it is, prevents my Blue Eyes from attacking, but my thought process here was basically if one of these traps lets him, you know, destroy my Blue Eyes when it attacks one of his cards, that's going to cause problems for me. Not because I can't get the Blue Eyes from the graveyard, but just that's extra work to get to my final strategy.
Make your move. My turn. I draw. I set a monster.
And you know, drawing another couple of weak monsters to tribute summon, or enough to special summon a Blue Eyes would be problematic at this stage of the game. I draw Rider of the Stormwinds here, and that's Alright, I thought it was going to be a very good move, because it would have given me piercing. But this is where he activates Rainbow Life, and instead of losing the damage from the attack, he actually gains it back as life points. Very good move on his part. And his what's it called? I think it's Turtle Summoner, is it called? Green Turtle Summoner destroys a monster I control. Thankfully, because Blue Eyes was equipped with Rider of the Stormwinds, she got destroyed rather than my Blue Eyes. And that also adds an extra dragon type monster to my graveyard, which will be very important later on.
Here I go. My turn. I draw. I set monster.
So yeah,
Blue eyes, white
I set that priestess because this late on, trying to use a protector priestess combo wouldn't be especially good. And here he special summons in. I don't really know all of these cards particularly well. Like I said, I'm not a huge competitive player, I'm not the best. But I'm looking at this, I basically am relying on what I draw. So yeah, I get rid of that. And then obviously he gets his extra Magician Girls into his hand, which, you know, I think I mentioned before, I'm not the biggest fan of the Magician Girl deck. I think the amount of resummons they get is a bit ridiculous. But he's got 2 monsters set face down, so at this point I'm fairly certain that rather than being for the sake of any sort of tactic, it's more just a buffer zone. So again, not much else I can do here. I've got Polymerization in my hand, and I have 2 Blue Eyes, but I don't have the third I need to summon Ultimate. And obviously I can't do anything with Spirit of White at the moment, because it's too high level. And again, a draw I can't do much with. And here, so you might wonder why did I activate Shield Spear when his monster's in defense position. It's not going to do any extra damage. It's not, but Crimson Ninja is a card I do know. I've got a couple of those myself, and I know for a fact that it's, you know, about destroying a trap card. So realising that, I activate my own trap so that when he has to activate, because he has to activate that effect, he has to destroy his own trap card.
Now, I activate my monster's effect.
So yeah, as you'll see here, he destroys his own counter gate, which is good because when an opponent declares an attack, negate it, draw a card, if it's a monster, blah blah blah. It's just a lot easier for me that he didn't get that counter gate off. And he uses blue medicine here. Pretty, not especially complex, but you know, a very solid strategy for him to use. And yeah, at this point I really am just waiting to get that third Blue Eyes. And here he pulls out his other, another I should say, Dark Magician Girl. I put that down in case something goes wrong. And he activating Power Frame here, basically negating my attack and then making Dark Magician Girl as powerful as my Blue Eyes. Annoying, but you know, that's how the game works, so it's a good strategy. And now I just get incredibly lucky, finally draw my Blue Eyes, activate Polymerization to fuse them, and finally fusion summoning Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Just let this nice little animation here play. And yeah, with these graphics you can really tell that this was a mobile game ported to Steam.
Show yourself. Special summon.
but then I immediately tribute to special summon Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. And the reason I did that, normally Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, as you can see, only has 3,000 attack, whereas Blue Eyes Ultimate has 4,500. But that ability of, that effect, sorry, I keep saying ability because I've been watching the anime and they call it that, but that effect of being immune to targeted effects and, you know, activated spells and whatever is pretty good. Plus this here, gaining 300 attack for each Dragon type monster in your graveyard. Now in replays, annoyingly, you can't look through your list, but I'd been keeping track and I knew I had enough to actually get it to 4,800, making it both stronger than Ultimate and giving it that ability. So that's where I just thought, you know, to hell with it. We'll bring in Shining, even though he's not, you know, people don't like him as much. I think mostly because of the whole debacle around the release of and Pyramid of Light and whatever, but we won't get into that now. But yeah, I destroy his Dark Magician Girl. So yeah, now I have a super powered Shining Dragon. I'd hoped to find a way of getting these two into the graveyard before I summoned him, but he's already super powerful. So, and here he destroys my my priestess. I'm not sure exactly what his plan was there. In his position, I probably would have just set a monster in defense position and hoped I could keep doing that until, you know, I ran out of cards. But he was clearly going for something else, not sure what, but I won't complain because it gets me a Blue Eyes Shining Dragon win, which is very rare, and in my opinion, pretty cool.
Us. A win is a win, but there's someone else I'd rather defeat.
So yeah, that was my recent win using Kaiba against Kaiba, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Even if it didn't make sense, I hope it was entertaining, and I'll see you later. Adios.